What did the man find in the water? Suddenly a decomposing body floated out. The man's feet slipped and he almost fell into the water. He cried out desperately for help, but the body down there looks like it's alive. It drifted slowly towards him. Soon a man loses his strength. At last his brother caught him and rescued him. The man who survived lay gasping for air on the board. But why was he so afraid of bodies in the water? It's in the future. There's been an outbreak of a deadly virus on Earth. Once infected, death is guaranteed. The only place the brothers thought was safe. It's the beach where they grew up. So they brought their girlfriends. And began to sail towards the sea. It's on its way. A pickup truck blocked their way. The windows were quickly and discreetly closed. Bald man said he wanted to borrow some gas. But now the oil price is 10 yuan a liter. I'm not gonna borrow it. Then my sister-in-law suddenly saw. The uncle's daughter was infected with the virus. The elder brother immediately started the car and fled. The uncle took out a wrench rod and gave it a moment. Panic because brother opened too fast. The car had not gone far before it broke down. Then the younger brother proposed to take out the oil. You could get infected driving back in uncle's car. If you don't go back, you're gonna die in the middle of nowhere. So shameless 4 people weigh the oil drum. Walked back. Uncle told a few people. He knows there's a CDC nearby. There's a new vaccine for the virus. To save his daughter. But the brother was never going to take him. That's how I'm gonna shoot him. Then the younger brother stepped forward and said he had an idea. The younger brother seated the father and daughter in the back. Isolate them with a plastic wrap. Then the car is thoroughly disinfected. Soon they were at the Centers for Disease Control. Everyone gets out of the car and goes inside to look for the vaccine. Only sister-in-law chose to stay with the little girl. But who would have thought? This act of kindness did not pay off well for the sister-in-law. The girl's infection flared up. On the ground, unable to breathe. Big Sweep ripped the isolation membrane regardless of the danger. Picked up the oxygen mask and tried to put it on the girl, but suddenly a mouthful of old blood sprayed his face. This is a sure way to get infected. The situation on the other side is no better. The CDC is long gone. There's no vaccine for the virus. They had to go back to the car. A few people came near. The sister looked at the blood on her dress. He hid the truth because he was afraid he'd be kicked out of the car. Then the girl suddenly had to pee. And let his father accompany him to the toilet. But the uncle turned him down. Because as soon as the women leave, the big brother in the car will abandon them. So I had to let my daughter go by herself. But he took 2 steps and fell. The uncle is distressed. She went up to her and apologized to her daughter. Before taking my daughter to the bathroom. His humble request for a kind dick. Don't leave them. But the penis is not a fossil. As soon as the father and daughter left, the brother threw their luggage down. And forced his brother to hurry into the car. The uncle didn't look back when he heard the car start. He sang children's songs to his daughter. Then several people came to a large villa. The wife is not doing well due to the infection. Big brother thought he was lonely and forced him to give one. The sister-in-law panicked. But he didn't tell him about the virus. Until that night the owner of the villa suddenly returned. They were going to drive the brothers away, leave the 2 women behind. When they examined the woman's body, sister-in-law of the virus erythema, this was discovered. Big brother was stunned. The owner of the villa panicked immediately. Get them out of here. All the way, 4 people were silent. The sister-in-law in the back seat with the sister-in-law saw sister-in-law's outstretched hand. Get away from me immediately. But it was the big brother who felt worse, because he was yesterday. And he forced himself on his girlfriend. The woman in the back has a contagious disease. The boyfriend said nothing, opened the door and pulled him out of the car. Got some food out of the trunk. Left his girlfriend to die. Soon their car was running out of gas. Saw a car ahead. Big brother stopped them with a direct drift. The second stepped forward to beg for gas. But the 2 women didn't have much gas. I turned him down. The big brother of the sea shot the driver without a word. But he was accidentally shot in the knee by another man. Took out the brother right after he hit the ground. Then his brother helped him with his wounds. But my pants are off. By this time the older brother had been infected. The second brother looked at the gun behind his brother. I made a small calculation in my heart. The brother hid the gun as soon as he saw it. Soon my brother's illness worsened. He began to drift. Then the sister-in-law gave the brother a wink. My brother put on a mask. She came to her brother very quietly. Stole the gun and the keys. But when he was ready to start the car and leave, only to find out the keys are fake. His brother had known they would abandon him. That's why I saved my hand. My brother said if you were to abandon me, just shoot me. My brother didn't hesitate. A brother who always opposed killing. When his life was in danger, I chose to kill my brother. Finally, the younger brother took his girlfriend to the beach. This is where he and his brother grew up. But by this time he had lost his brother completely.